Why did she fucking do?
Well, it's 12:45. Good afternoon, council and staff. So welcome to our emergency meeting. I'll call the meeting to order. It's 12:45. I'm going to ask for a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. I'll ask council at this time for any declaration of any pecuniary interest. Seeing no hands, thank you. And I'll ask for a motion for the approval of the agenda, please. Councillor War, Councillor Archer, all in favor? Show of hands, unanimous, carried, thank you. So on to the staff report then would be R1, which is the proposed amendments to our procedural bylaw. Please, Candace.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So thank you all for indulging me in this emergency meeting prior to our regular meeting this afternoon. After consultation with the province yesterday afternoon, it became aware that as the province has lifted the declaration of emergency on Friday, and our municipality did not declare a state of emergency, so therefore we wouldn't be under an emergency any longer. And under our current procedural bylaw that we amended back in, I believe it was April 7th, we did a provision in there that stated we could meet electronically and have quorum via electronic methods if we were under an emergency. That being said, the province has amended the Municipal Act to allow municipalities to have quorum electronically. It is up to the municipalities to decide that is how they wish to move forward. Obviously, we already had this meeting planned. The agenda was out and it was scheduled for today. The province has stated that a separate meeting needs to be held to amend the procedural bylaw. So hence the emergency meeting to amend the procedural bylaw to allow us to meet with quorum via electronic methods for our meeting today at 1 o'clock. So we will be following our own procedural bylaw and be compliant by law. That being said, we will be revisiting the procedural bylaw because once we resume in-person meetings, we will have to take a look at it. As of right now, we're all meeting via Zoom, obviously for safety reasons and spacing issues within council chambers. So we need everyone to participate via Zoom. If I had a couple of members sitting in council chambers right now, you could participate through Zoom, but the meeting wouldn't be happening in person. So we need to take a look at the procedural bylaw once we get back to in person to determine if someone, say, is away, is at a conference, which we have ran into with our February meetings, as the Good Roads and Roma conferences fall technically normally during a council meeting week. So we can have it so that a council member can attend via phone. Or we have to take a look at different electronic methods. Obviously, if we want to have them kind of live stream in, we don't have that ability in council chambers right now to be quite that technical. So we need to take another look at this, and then we have to decide whether quorum is allowed to participate via electronic methods once we go back to in-person, or whether quorum needs to be in person and we can have up to 2 members participating through electronic means. So it is going to have to be amended again, but the amendment that is proposed in front of council today will address the upcoming couple of meetings until we get back to an in-person schedule, which will be determined by the municipal control group. That discussion will have to happen there. Based on preliminary discussions with the mayor and the municipal control group, it looks like we're probably looking at September. And even in September, once we go back to in-person, we likely will not be in council chambers. It has been measured out, and in order to achieve the spacing, so everyone that's attending the meeting right now statutorily needs to attend the meeting. So there's 7 of us, so including Melanie as the deputy clerk who takes the minutes needs to be in the room. Then we need to have other staff members who attend to deliver staff reports. And that could be up to 1 to 3 or 4 members. Then if it is a public meeting, there isn't enough space for us to even meet the criteria for municipal staff and council to utilize that room and to maintain spacing, and for us each to have a little desk in front of us. Like, we need to have some space. We can't just sit randomly in chairs. We need to have a writing desk. It's not possible. So then we have to take a look at the technological resources upstairs, either in the town hall or the Millennium Room. Obviously, we need to have the ability for PowerPoint presentations and all of those types of things. So, which is available loosely in those facilities, but we need to just ensure that once we switch to those facilities, that we are completely able to run council as a whole. So that's where that sits. The other part of the municipal act that was amended does allow proxy voting. That amendment did come through. We will be addressing that during the same staff report that comes forward to open the conversation when we go back to in-person meetings, and we'll address that much bigger topic. It is something that councilors haven't been able to do in the past, but what that is you are allowed to then proxy your vote to another member of council who will be able to attend the meeting and will be able to vote on your behalf if you're unable to attend. So there is a lot of regulation and obviously provisions that come around that. It's not as simple as it sounds. So we need to have strong language in our procedural bylaw around that if we do move forward with and capitalize on that opportunity that the province has gave us. So I will leave that to you, Mayor, unless there's questions.
Well, I'm just going to reiterate a few things about at the council chambers too. It's not only that, it's the hallways and then the sanitization of the bathroom for a break, or even having to get a drink at the cafeteria there, the lunchroom kind of thing. It's just right now we're not in that bubble with staff, and I don't see that happening anytime in the near future here. So that's why we have to think of other things in order to bring us all back together again, but bring us back safely. And if we do end up having public do come into this, now that they're excited to see us on YouTube here or whatever, or live, that maybe they'd be more wanting to come see us face to face, possibly. So that's just my thoughts. Any questions? We don't have a lot of time. We have basically probably 6 minutes before we have to pass the bylaw, but is any questions from council at this time on this matter? Okay, seeing no hands, then Candace will ask, maybe you could draft us up some sort of a motion that we may need here in order to do the bylaw.
Yes, so on the agenda, I've included the bylaw. So it's bylaw number, so first, I think we need to just adopt the motion that's listed on the staff report before we get to the bylaw. So the resolution just states that the Council of the Township of Asphodel-Norwood receives this report regarding procedural bylaw amendments for information, and further that the Council of the Township of Asphodel-Norwood approves the amendments as presented and directs that bylaw 2020-33 be forwarded to the bylaw section of the agenda for consideration.
That's what I was going to say. Okay,
I knew
Deputy
that.
Mayor Burt, I seen your hand there, so that you'll make the motion, and Councillor Walsh, you'll second that.
Yes.
All in favor? Show of hands, unanimous. That's carried. Thank you. So we need the bylaw, the confirming bylaw.
Yes,
Please.
being a bylaw to govern the proceedings of council and committees of the corporation of the Township of Asphodel-Norwood, be read a first, second, and third time and numbered 2019-33.
Motion, Council. Councillor Archer and Councillor War. All in favor? Unanimous. That's carried. Thank you. And then we'd need a motion to adjourn after this, and then we'll open up into, yes?
We just need the confirming bylaw, just one more step there, Mayor. So if
Sorry,
we could just,
thank you.
that's okay. Being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the emergency meeting of the Council of the Township of Asphodel-Norwood held on July 28, 2020, read a first, second, and third time and numbered 2020-34.
Councillor Walsh and Councillor Archer. All in favor? Unanimous, carried. Okay, thank you. Then I need a motion to adjourn this emergency meeting. At
12:54.
let me see, 12:54. Thank you. So that's be Councillor Archer and Deputy Mayor Burt. All in favor? That's carried. So now we'll sign off and then we'll see you back at open council at 1 p.m. then.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.